Dad, you and I were talking about this, and you got me thinking about this new idea for switching cars. And so instead of just buying a new car, of course, I've got to build a little web thing to see the scenarios here with the idea being that if you sell your current car, you take that money and you stick it in, let's call it the S&P 500, and then all the little scenario variables that you can play with are all in here. So this is pretty realistic, actually. I've got to crank this number up. This is the new car. You'll see this site. You can go to it. I'll give you the URL to it. It's like no free cars. This thing right here. I will send it. So current car, 34 grand. The idea is take that money, subtract out whatever down payment you have to make for a lease or for a finance decision, and invest that in the S&P. And it's obviously no loan balance. There's no APR on that. There's no term. The miles kind of matter here. Actually, I've got 21 miles a gallon. Gas, you could argue, is this is 93 octane, so you could probably crank this up a little bit. Insurance is about 100 a month. Maintenance, we're saying, is 80 a month. It's probably going to go up. So you can hit these little, you can either do sliders here or you can just do like realistic maintenance. Let's keep that a little lower. Let's say 120. Okay, then here's the new car. This is a Tesla Model S. It's an EV. It's actually like 49.5 if I can get it. There we go. This is efficiency of that car. It's 27 kilowatt hours is burned per 100 miles. And that's my energy cost here in Baltimore. So it's 17 cents. This car does come with a year of free supercharging from Tesla, which there is one of those directly across the street. So for 1 year, I'll pay nothing in energy. Insurance is about 100 a month. Maintenance is going to be just tires, basically, and windshield wipers. And then here's the down payment if you were going to finance it. Tesla's giving a 0.9% APR right now for 60 months. I've got a down payment plus taxes here. And then the depreciation average, you can throw heavy. The average is about 12% per year. And this is currently sitting at a 6-year scenario, which doesn't make any sense for the lease because that's a 36-month lease. So we're going to change this analysis period. Just drop this down to 3 years, and then that should update. Yeah, so in 3 years at 12%. It's a straight line depreciation, so maybe it's worse than that. Let's maybe crank it down. Let's say it's worth 29 grand at the end of 3 years. This is the actual lease deal from Tesla. 36 months. Drive off is pretty high. I think we can crank that down, but let's just assume that it's pretty high for now. This is your mileage cap. This is your, that's actually 12,000 miles. And then overage if you go over, but chances are good I will not. This is the S&P return. You can go base, spare, bull. I'm going bull with 10%. It's been over that lately. Marginal tax rate and business use matters big time because you can deduct a lot of this in the scenario. So here's the results at the bottom. This one has finance and buy it as winning. So if you keep your current, your basically net wealth increases by 5 grand if you keep your current after 3 years. And then this is just a whole bunch of cool visualizations to kind of see what it costs you. This is my favorite one. So this is what you spent over that period of time, and this is what these are your assets over here. And so if you finance and buy it, you're spending 27 grand, but at the end you're going to have assets worth 48 grand. Some of that is the car equity. Again, you've still got a loan on this because it's a 3-year scenario, just to make it fair for this lease guy. But in here you've spent 21,000 bucks for your lease, but you've only earned, well, you've earned $39,000 with stocks, versus here less money for stocks because you got a bigger down payment, but it's had some time to grow. And then these lines are neat. These hard lines are just the assets growing, and the dotted lines are the costs growing. So they just kind of visually reflect this over time. If you switch the term, if we move this to a 6-year period, you'll see this thing fall off down here. Yeah, so this is where you stop paying on the loan. You should stop paying on the loan here, I think. Yeah, so your equity kind of grows. Your stocks are up. These stocks are up. And then it breaks it all down like this. You can save your scenarios. So this will just be Tesla Model 3 version 2. Save it. That's not a Model 3. That's a Model Y. Save it. And then if you want to verify all the numbers, this function here is cool where you could just export the Excel and it should open up. It gives you a little error, but then it will open. And this is where I want your help checking what this actually means. So this is here's all the actual assumptions. These are the actual inputs here, and the projections and the formulas. And it does some sort of like validation thing. I'm not sure I totally believe this, but it's interesting. It's a neat story, neat tool, and currently it's telling me I should buy it. I think, yeah, this is the winner. Finance and buy. So it cost you 58 grand to make 68 grand. Whereas this only nets you about a $9,000 delta. Yeah, this nets you 9 grand, this nets you 10 grand. And keeping your current one obviously just drops you down. So, I don't know, shoot some holes in that, see what you think, and feel free to save your scenarios. They'll only be there for you. So I'm the only one that can see these, and then if you save it on your browser, you'll be the only one that can see them.